All right. Reopen or stay virtual? What are your all's votes?
A virtual.
I mean, convenient wise, of course, we want to reopen because it's more convenient for us. It really depends on where we are with the pandemic. What do our numbers look like? Because if we
September
are in a
25th.
place, huh?
September 25th in like less than 20 days.
I don't know. I know that I don't know. I think if we're still rising and not consistently falling, I probably think it's a bad idea for us to reopen. We're going to reopen at some point in time, and I know the kids. I want them to be there. It's easier if they're there, but I also want kids to be alive, and I want my coworkers to be alive, and other things like that. And so, some people. I've had this conversation with a couple of people, and they were like, when they're not going to get it, and I'm like, kids are resilient, but we can't recover a life. Like we can't recover, and I think one kid passing away is too much for me. That's just me.
With adults, so how would they handle with kids?
Yeah, so I just think I don't know, and I'm not sure if we have enough safety measures in place when they all get here. That's what I'm concerned about. Like, how much deep cleaning can we really do? Because I know that my place of work, I think we have 2 custodians and maybe like a manager, a facilities manager. We have a nice sized building. How much can really get done? And now they don't have to deep clean as much because it's just us in our room. But when we get those kids in there, like, really, what are we doing?
We're not paying them any extra.
Right. So I just don't know if we have the capacity to be as safe as possible. But
just stay home the rest of this year and work on next school year.
As an administrator at a daycare center, I am ready to give these wonderfully amazing educators back your children. But as a parent,
right.
But as a parent, I do have different feelings. And one of the things I was going to talk about is my children's reentry plan. So I'm in Kentucky, and my first grader, they're doing a transition plan. Kindergarten, first grade, 6th grade, and 9th grade are considered the transition years. And so next Monday, he goes to school from 1:30 to 2:30. The following Monday, he goes to school from 1:30 to 2:30. And then they're supposed to start school on the 28th. Now, here's my thing. Thank God my husband is working from home, and he will be here to get him on and off the bus. But the superintendent sent out a email today, and one of his lines says, as mentioned in my previous letter, upon safely completing the next 2 weeks, we will determine our next steps. I feel like he just basically said, after we see how these kids handle the next
we'll make a plan.
We'll decide.
So your kids are the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That would make me feel.
6th grade, 9th grade.
Yeah. That would make me feel good either.
Yeah.
I
mean, I was okay with it at first.
This 5 weeks is a guinea pig exam.
But at least they're safe at home.
They're in the building. Yeah, their kids. Yeah.
And they said that the idea, and at first I was okay with it because I like the idea. Okay, he can learn how to catch the bus. He can learn how to walk to his class. He can learn how to walk to the lunchroom, and it's not a whole school of people. But now after this statement, I'm kind of feeling like, so we're going to see how everybody survives this next 2 weeks before we decide what we're going to do?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, survive. And people are like, well, the percentage is such as only one person died.
I don't care.
One person matters to somebody.
Or my child was that one, or my aunt, or my
uncle was that
one. There weren't that many fatalities.
I don't care.
That one matters.
That one person is more than enough. Like that's a no-go. That's a no-go for me.
Which is why I'm not, I hate the fact, because he lost his place in the school I wanted him to go to. because I pulled him out thinking that they were going to go all day. Go 100% in person. And then I was able to put him back in a similar school, but if I pull him back out again, which I will do, I'm torn. It's like, and even like athletes, they came and they protested at the board last week because they can't play sports.
They want to play.
They want to play. And they can't, if it's their senior year. Number one, you want to play your senior year. Number two, you have no tapes, no video, no nothing to send college recruits. Like, how are they going to recruit you? And you just, showing old film when you're supposed to be much better your senior year. You know what I mean? What about if you did all this work and now this was your breakout season?
And other schools around our city are playing. They're playing.
But do you know how many, like, did you see those COVID reports come out for our district? Do you see where half of them came from? Sports, athletics.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, they came from athletics. So they're already spreading.
All of our students.
Yes.
Yeah, all the students came from athletics.
Right, and no one has died from it, thank goodness. But again, that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And so thank goodness that my kids are, younger, and I would feel so horrible if this was my kid's senior year. And I'd have to snap.
It's my kid's senior year. It is my kid's senior year. It's Kenzie's senior year. And she hates it. She's like, Mom, she hates it. She is
this was her year to come out of here and tear it up.
She's in a band, and they have taken marching band season away. And so she's not, she is an athlete. Hopefully by the springtime, she'll be able to do track and field. But I don't have any good footage of her in the band, and she moved to a new instrument for her to then go. She wants to go to an HBCU. So I'm like, we have to get this band scholarship. And she moved to the quad from the bass drum, and we don't have any footage. Like, we don't have anything for her to do that. So whether it's athletics or band, or even if it's theater and music, like, you don't have the opportunity. Is that me?
I don't know. Her little thing kept popping up. So.
Okay, like, you don't have the opportunity to get those other looks or those other chances, or to give your college those looks, not just athletics. Like, this is affecting theater and arts kids. See, I think about my CPA babies who, they are not dancing. They're not putting on a show. They're not doing all of those things that they would do and be able to put on the resume. They don't have those things. They're not going to have those things for winter quarter, fall and winter quarter.
Yeah. All right. So
if you need help with looking for her scholarships at HBCU, let me know. Because I know someone who's the band director. A band teacher, but he has a lot of connects with HBCUs.
Okay.
So we'll holler at this app. You can holler at me afterwards. I'll get you in touch.
Oh, network.
She wants to go to Hampton. She wants to go to Hampton. I'm just telling you that right now. She wants to go to Hampton.
Okay. So. I'm going to send a text right now. Okay.
Networking, connections. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
All right.
She's a percussionist.
They're talking about schools may get sued over COVID-19. That if they do, there's some people might do civil suits, and even if they don't go through, because there's already like protection against certain illnesses, like you can't sue if you get the flu at school or whatever, you know what I mean? But COVID is not in one of those protections. And they're trying to get it put in the protections. And then some schools are having their kids sign waivers.
That's waivers. Crazy.
But they're saying that those waivers won't hold up in court because it's lawful for you to go to school. So if you're not giving me the option to stay home and you're telling me to come in and you're making me sign this waiver and something happens to my kid, I can sue you because it's the law that I come to school. So even if they don't win the lawsuit, it could hurt a lot of schools because they're gonna have to use the money to fight it. All right. And finally, any advice for teachers, new teachers, old teachers, any teacher for doing remote learning? I know for me, it takes so much more energy and so much more creativity and so many more social emotional activities to connect to kids. What advice do you guys have? What are you guys doing? Dar, what do you see teachers doing, or do you see teachers doing anything? Could they do more? Because you're on the other side looking in
Right.
to what's going on. So Dar, do you see, because I know my kids, their teachers, I'm like, did y'all get to talk today? They were like, no. Did you get to talk to anybody in your class? No. Like, what are you seeing, Dar?
What I've noticed is that they give the first couple minutes to talk and kind of check in. And for example, I think it was a kindergarten or first grade class this morning, and I heard the teacher saying, who all has lost a tooth? So, she is allowing some time for discussion and checking in and, comparing with your other children, I guess, or your other classmates. Something that has been very helpful for a lot of our children is a weekly schedule before the week. So by Friday for the next week, if at all possible. That's been very nice to walk in Monday morning. Everybody knows what they're doing. They know exactly what class they got to be in, what they need to be logged into, what's not happening. So that, I think, if at all possible, will be a great tip that I can share with teachers.
Awesome.
That's good. I think that along with the weekly schedule, I think, I do something like a checklist. So on Monday, they get a week's checklist of what needs to be done throughout the week. And I have hyperlinked the mess out of whatever they get. I feel like if you can hyperlink it and take them to wherever they need to be, like if you can cut out a step and hyperlink it, I think that you should. One thing that I have enjoyed, we're doing Drop Everything and Read. And one thing that I have enjoyed is that it is story time online. That's what it's called. But it's a whole bunch of celebrities that read to you. And I have enjoyed it, and they are featuring our Black voices. And so like today we had Angela Bassett read to us Trombone Shorty. And when I tell you, I was engaged in the story. And it's a picture book, but they were so engaged in the story. And that is something that, had it not been a pandemic, I may read to my kids, but I never would have bought like a celebrity or someone in to read to my kids on a daily basis. So this is like, if I continue to be in the classroom, this will be something that I would continue to do, just to see their faces. And even one of the kids, like after it, he was like, well, do you think his parents were a musician? And da-da-da-da. So tomorrow, I told them that during morning meeting time, I'm going to play one of his songs while we're getting ready for so it's just really those type of things. The connection pieces, the heart pieces, I think are most important. Curriculum will come, but I think it's the heart, it's the relationship building, it's the heart pieces. So a new teacher, work on that, like as much as you can virtually.
And I want to piggyback on the beautiful things that Dar and Levon said. For new teachers, please do not mimic the teachers that want the classroom to be silent and everybody are seated and they are quiet and they are bored and they look, you can tell it all on their face. And then when they say, okay, how do you feel in the chat? And the kids are saying bored, bored, bored. Don't scream, it's just like you guys are saying, build the relationship, take the time out to make the connections, laugh, like share something with the child. And then you will, you'll kind of see the connection. I am seeing it already. We're only on week 2 where teachers, not as a whole, but I'm just saying, I've witnessed some teachers are being very rigid and they're trying to control what's going on in the house. New teachers, don't do that. Take another approach. Like these ladies said, take the time out to build the relationship with your group, your homeroom, certain children. Please don't worry about things you cannot fix and you cannot control.
Good stuff.
Side note, Levon, he
Yes.
said he can get her an audition. Just let him know when you're ready.
All right, making those connections.
And that's just how we do it.
Like you
Yes.
said, you can't go for a full ride possibly because Hampton is expensive, but it can get some money.
Oh, I know. I already know. I need $40,000 for her to be comfortable. I need $40,000.
That's a car.
So wait,
So
what
let's-
you about to start selling on Teachers Pay Teachers? Because
Right.
I don't have the
So
time.
listen,
get on the brain
I don't have the
train.
time.
Get on the brain train.
I don't. We're trying to, but I don't. My life does not lend itself to another hustle, because my other non-paying job takes so much of my time, which I love, but
You know,
it just doesn't lend itself to another hustle right now.
right. It will. I'm about to hook you up though. We're gonna talk about this later. So, yep. Make sure we build those relationships.
Yep.
And if you go to AngelaMHouston.com, I do have some social emotional activities on there that are free. So go to AngelaMHouston.com and get
don't
your
disconnect yet.
social
I want to
emotional.
ask y'all's opinion on something.
Uh-huh.
What's that?
Have you guys heard about the 12-year-old boy that got suspended for having a toy
Yes.
gun on his virtual call?
Yes, I just read the article. I sent it to my friend. Yes.
He had a toy gun on his virtual call, and he was suspended for 5 days.
They said that he was waving it.
Okay, he was waving it. Okay.
No, he
Okay.
wasn't. They said he was, but on the video, it says he literally like took it and like placed it and like put it somewhere else.
And they said it was neon green and orange.
No, we're talking about a Nerf gun. A Nerf gun.
It's a play. It's
It was
a play gun.
You knew it was a play gun.
Mm-hmm.
You knew it was a play gun.
Yeah, I think they
But
said it
in
was
our
like orange
district-
and green.
And the,
It definitely
is
the
part
teacher
of this
called
suspended.
child welfare. The district called child welfare, and child welfare did an unannounced visit, threatened a kid, and of course suspended her from school, and had the police there and everything.
Yeah.
There is an offense on the district's discipline thing will look like firearms. So you
It's
Can he
no-
take it to school?
Yes.
Yeah, he was at home.
That's the category 2 or 3.
Right, but the problem is that now I'm in my own home.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
And the way like his report is written, it is written as if he was in a school building
Mm-hmm.
with something like that. Not that he
Yeah.
was in his own home, which now we are in a place where how much can we
Control.
control? And my thing is, if you look at it, and if the picture, which is in the article, if the picture is of the gun that's in the article, it clearly looks like a Nerf gun.
Yes, agree.
Like it looks like a play. It looks like a play thing. And even if that is the case, at what point in time, when did we just stop talking to the parent and just go straight to whatever? Hey, I saw this, I was alarmed. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
In the future, these types of things I have to do. But that's wild to me.
Right, when
That's
we have a
wild. And
teachable
I
moment
would be all up in their board of education.
When do we have a teachable moment with the child to tell them, like, that's not what we do here?
Right.
Because they don't understand. They feel like they're at home.
This is
No,
Right.
it's show and tell. My dog be coming up in my lap,
Yeah, and you never
during
know. His little brother might have been here handing it to him, and he's like, "Nah, put it down."
Right.
Just
Yeah.
that fast.
Yeah.
And now
So
the parent got a
unless he
whole-
was like, and
Yeah.
Exactly.
okay. But other than that, no. That was a teachable moment. That was, like you said, contact the parents, especially the grade level. I think the grade level.
What was the grade level?
He was 12.
Yeah. That's what I don't
7th
know.
grade.
That's a teachable moment to me.
I think so too.
That is not something I'm gonna jump to. You know what I mean? I'm gonna scold you. I'm gonna get on you. I'm gonna talk to your parents. I'm not gonna suspend you, especially if that is not what you normally do. You weren't threatening it. Maybe had I just said something to you and then you went, okay.
Right.
But if that wasn't the case, then no.
Right.
But even still, I feel like I would just be like, "Hey, such and such, stay on the call. Everybody else is about to hang up. We're gonna talk for a few minutes."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I know we want our kids to be safe. I know we want our kids to be in school. But I think some teachers, they're at home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not about to tell you you can't get no water, or you can't go to the bathroom, or you can't get a snack because you're at home. This is crazy. Whatever they need to feel comfortable. Maybe they need that water to freaking pay attention to you because you're boring them to death.
Right.
They're not engaged.
We are boring. We are.
They're not
boring,
like
and
my kids.
We blame it on the kids. We do not.
No, they're not engaged. Now my kids be like, "Oh, Miss Hill, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the restroom." But they be ready, like, "What I missed?" But we are playing games. We doing this. I'm calling on you. You can share. I'm letting you share the screen. You can tell other people what to do. Like
that goes back to classroom management still.
Yeah, well, not back to classroom. That too.
Sit down and shut up. That's sit down and shut up. Sit down. Shut up.
Emotional connection. That is a part of classroom management, because people think classroom management is sit down, shut up, being rigid.
Sit down, shut up.
It is very much.
It's engaging.
Right. It's engagement. It is.
It's relationship.
Right. When they like you and they want to learn, boom, Dar will tell you, Dar, why you acting for that teacher? Because I ain't like her.
Because I don't like her.
Because I don't like her. Plain and simple.
And we like,
and they know, like, she don't like me either. And they know that she don't like me either.
Ma, she don't like me. She don't like me.
If I don't like you as a teacher, if I didn't like you as a teacher,
why she don't like
I was going to make sure that your day was miserable.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dar made a couple of forget days, lives.
The worst thing you can do is compare me to my sister when I was in high school, because
oh gosh, you're not ridiculous.
Now I love my sister, and I want to be just like her.
I love you. You're better.
That's funny. That is so funny.
All right, on that note, I want to thank you guys. We appreciate you. I do want to say one more thing after I start recording, though. Thank you for coming to Educational Views. Everybody say bye.
Bye.